Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in the Twin Cities, it's time for Minneapolis-St. Paul Business Radio. Now, here's your host.
And hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Minneapolis-St. Paul Business Radio. I'm John Ray, and folks, I'm excited about this one. Lutunji Abram is with us. She is the president and CEO of Lutunji's Palate. Lutunji, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm excited about having you. This is going to be, can I say this is going to be an appetizing episode?
Very much so.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. Tell everyone a little bit about you and your business. How are you serving folks out there?
Well, thank you so much. Again, Lutunji with Lutunji's Palate, and just grateful to be here today to talk about my gourmet treats and what the Twin Cities can expect more of in the coming months. So Lutunji's Palate is a social enterprise, and we pride ourselves on serving community with community. And what I mean by that is there's a partnership. There's a partnership with the gourmet treats. We don't just serve gourmet treats to serve gourmet treats. There's purpose behind those gourmet treats. Lutunji's Palate is headed to 1400 Park Avenue South in the Gatsby project. It is a newer development with like 240 apartments upstairs, and Lutunji's Palate will occupy the first floor, the commercial piece. It's about 1,800 square feet, and we're excited looking at a opening of like February. Inside of that bakery cafe will be more than desserts. There's partnerships where we work with young people from the city of Minneapolis. It's a step-up program where they come in and they will, of course, learn about the baking business and build their leadership skills. Mm-hmm. We also partner with a powerful organization by the name of Better Futures. Better Futures provides better futures for men that have been previously incarcerated. And a select few of those men come and they bake with us. And while we're baking, we talk about what we're really good at. Mm-hmm. It's great that you've had this opportunity to come and serve in the capacity that they're serving in, but is that what you're really passionate about? Then we begin to find out. We may hear other things that they really feel that they're good at, and then we come together collectively to figure out how to help the individual get to that place. So I always place emphasis on helping people understand that, yes, you are enjoying these treats. We receive tons of feedback, positive feedback regarding our treats, but understand there's purpose behind those treats. And we are having a lot of fun with that.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I love to tell the story of how it all started. And this is a true story, and it's so beautiful. It was spring of 2018. I go to meet with a pastor of a historical church in South Minneapolis. It's a social justice church. They rent space there. And we went over to talk about launching my state-of-the-art teen parent charter school. But we were going to start with the GED program. And while we're mapping it out, of course, I did what I always do. I brought along a treat. This time in particular, I had brought a fresh baked peach cobbler. And while seriously, this is a true story. While we are, brainstorming, talking about what the GED program would look like, the pastor is indulging, and he stopped right in the middle of the meeting. And this is quote unquote, he says, "Girl, you are going to sell this peach cobbler at our farmers market this summer." And at the time, the Whittier community, South Minneapolis, the Whittier farmers market was like the second largest farmers market. John, I laughed.
You didn't believe it?
I was like, yeah, I laughed. I was like, oh, I thought he was joking,
Yeah.
And he was like, so of course his staff was in the meeting with us. And he said, we're going to help you get every license you need. Also, I have to tell you this. He was like, also, we have a commercial kitchen here. You'll use our commercial kitchen. he was like, I'm really serious about this. Fast forward 2 months later, Lutunji's Palate was launched, and it has been history.
Yeah. Wow. Now I want to get into all that, but let's talk about you and kind of your journey, Lutunji, and you're obviously motivated by your community and serving others. But give us a little bit of your backstory. What led you to this point?
What led me to this point is, thank you so much for asking that question. What led me to this point is we all have a story. I was first generation born here in the state of Minnesota. And my trajectory was very different. And what I mean by that is I was a teen parent of one. And so that alone has its own story. But it's powerful because of the lessons that I learned along the way shaped the powerful force that my God has made me today. And along the way, I had so much help between family, and then community leaders that saw the diamond in the rough and did not turn their backs on me. And so being where I'm at currently now provides an opportunity for me to in turn share that same love that was shared with me. Between family, like I said, and community leaders, I was able to really see the big picture of continuing my education, especially as a young parent. Growing up in North Minneapolis, I was supposed to be a statistic. My son was supposed to be a statistic. But we have a powerful testimony that is being shared. I found and saw the importance of that story being shared to share hope for other young parents. And so, I've had a lot of different experiences that provides me opportunity to share truth to power with young parents and allow them to see my light shine so that they know that theirs is not dim and that their light will shine as well as long as they work towards that. Going back to, like I said, I have family, friends, and community leaders that surrounded me with a lot of love. But then it came that time where it was up to me to continue on that positive path. And so that was my choice. And here we are. And has the road been easy? Absolutely not. Have I met and received some of the opposition that one would probably say, wow, and you're still standing? Absolutely. But that is why I'm on this radio show with you today, to share how powerful perseverance really is.
Tell us why. You're a talented woman, but why cobblers and cakes versus all the other things you could be doing?
Because why cobblers and cakes? Thank you so very much. It just goes to show, when you think your path is supposed to be one way, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a spiritual person, and I just believe my highest power, he had a plan. He had a plan, and he really ruffled my feathers to help me understand. All these years, I thought that having a love for baking sweets was a hobby, but that was purpose. It was purpose. I'm telling you, 2011, the end of 2011 and 2012, I could not pull myself away from baking all these types of different crusts for a peach cobbler. I was stuck on the peach cobbler. I didn't know why, but today I'm on the radio show telling you why. So it's like, why the cobblers and cakes? The cobblers and cakes are providing a way of escape for myself and others. And what I mean by that, providing a way of escape from poverty into prosperity for our families and for ourselves.
Folks, Lutunji Abram is with us, and she is the founder, the CEO of Lutunji's Palate. So Lutunji, before we get further along here, I want you to give advice to other entrepreneurs, particularly African-American female entrepreneurs that identify with you and would like to follow in your footsteps. You've been on a long journey here. You've established your company, I think 2012, right?
Yes.
So it's been a long journey. Lots of tears, lots of fears, lots of triumphs along the way. Give some advice to those entrepreneurs.
Thank you for so much. And just before I jump into that, when you said 2012, I say founded 2012 because it's very, very, very close to my heart and special. As I shared with you, I found myself baking all these types of different crusts, and the only dessert I was stuck on was peach cobbler. And so I say founded 2012 because I knew my God had a plan for me. And so I want to be very clear that I say founded 2012, launched the business summer 2018.
Okay.
Right. And so the advice that I have for other African-American women entrepreneurs to remain focused, really find that mentor, because a leader, a great leader is an awesome follower. And what I mean by that is you cannot do it alone. You have to find that right mentor to really, follow in their path, follow in their footsteps. Because remember, you have generations behind you that are watching your every move. So that is my advice, to believe in yourself and to find the appropriate mentor. If you pray, stay prayed up.
All that's good advice. I love that. So let's, I mean, I'm sure there's some folks out there wondering when I'm going to get to the goodies, which are the specifics of that peach cobbler and some of the other great goodies that you offer. Talk about the specifics on your dessert offerings.
So specifically, what put me on the map is my Heritage Escape Peach Cobbler, and that's also, I'm very creative. So all of my desserts have a name, and it's tied to either a season in my life or a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that Heritage Escape Peach Cobbler, and uniquely so, the peach cobbler with the butter that we grew up on, right? But I also make a peach cobbler, a vegan peach cobbler with a soy-free vegan butter. And across the board, John, my crust is vegan. I'm known for my organic coconut oil crust. It's the season for apples, so I make a beautiful apple cobbler, and it's very unique. We put a little turmeric and ginger in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just sharing with you, I was just on Twin Cities Live, and we did a live demo with the apple cobbler. It's fabulous. It's great. And then we have our plant-based coconut cake bites. They're gluten-free, so I make a gluten-free treat for those that have to go wheatless. And we also have an awesome gluten-free Oreo cheesecake. Oreo came out with gluten-free Oreos. And so we have a gluten-free Oreo cheesecake, and I'm known for, my mama taught me well, lemon pound cake. But can you believe this? It's vegan, and it is delicious.
Oh, wow.
And then my coconut macaroons. And then a highlight. All my desserts are amazing, but there's one, the Trinity Experience, and that's my peanut butter fig cookie that I infuse with Iris sea moss. So I toast lightly an organic Turkish fig on the top of each peanut butter fig cookie, and it's quite the experience. So that's why I call it the Trinity Experience, because you have that sea moss, the fig, and the peanut butter.
And I'm gaining weight just listening to this. But one thing that I think is great about what you offer is like your signature cobbler, your peach cobbler. I mean, you offer different pan sizes. So if somebody's got a big crowd, you can take care of them. It's not just a 8-inch circular pie dish we're talking about that people might perceive.
Absolutely. We offer anywhere from a personal pan to party pans, and they can access that information on our website, lutunjispalate.com. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and thank you for mentioning that. That, folks, is where you need to go. I guarantee when you get there, you'll order something. So if you don't want to order anything, don't go. But I think you'll want to. Trust me.
Yes. Especially with the holidays.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. But so what happens? People get on, they order. Do you deliver? Do they pick up? How does that work? How do they get the goodies in their hands?
Sure. So definitely when they go to my website, the options are out there. When they order, we can chat, right? And then we also say delivery or pickup. Their options are all out on the website. I'm pretty old school, so once a person places an order, even if they're interested, it's set up where I would immediately be able to give them a call if they list their phone number or email, and I begin a conversation that way as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you are you shipping yet?
Yes, I ship nationwide.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we do. We ship. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to end this show now so I can place an order.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'll come back to you though. Lutunji's, Palate, we're featuring them today. Lutunji Abram is our guest. And, so Lutunji, let's talk about the journey toward the space that you're about to occupy, and kind of how that's happened. You've been raising money for it. Let's walk people through that particular part of your journey.
Yes. So the time has come. We have put together a very successful campaign that has led to the opening, the opening is February, but what has led to being able to start the construction work along with the architect and the kitchen equipment folk, it has been a journey. We set up an I Fund Women campaign, PayPal and Cash App. And then of course, there are, grants that came in and loans as well. For 1400 Park Avenue South. And so where we're at right now is we're closing out the campaign portion of it. And we are just shy of about $1,100 of our goal. But again, our PayPal, the Lutunji's Palate PayPal, and the Cash App, which $Lutunji, those are open, but the I Fund Women closes out tomorrow.
Okay. And folks, if you're listening to this, we're doing this show right at the 1st of November, 2021. If you're listening to this show at some other point in the future, check out maybe the website or the other places that Lutunji mentioned, and consider a gift, an investment in what's a tremendous business. How I assume you were in your home previously? Yes. Okay. So how much will this increase your capacity?
So when you say in my home, no, I'm sorry. I've uniquely so, I've pretty much always been, in a commercial kitchen.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes. If you remember, the pastor blessed me with that opportunity to start out in the commercial kitchen there.
Oh, so yes.
Even though, so here in Minnesota, it's a cottage license is what you can start out with. And technically a cottage license, I can bake from home, but because the business took off so quickly, it was better to bake in the commercial kitchen.
Right.
And so currently I'm at a commercial kitchen in Northeast Minneapolis, and I've been blessed with the opportunity to outgrow 2 commercial kitchens within 3 years. So it's time. And I'm just so very grateful that this season is just a blessing.
Yeah. And let's shout out those folks that gave you that space, right? That enabled you to get your business going
Absolutely.
in that space.
Pastor, yes, Pastor Jeff, Calvary Church, South Minneapolis. They're very well known for social justice work. And that's Calvary Church in South Minneapolis. Just met with him last week. And as a matter of fact, they made a commitment and a nice contribution to the fundraiser as well.
That's terrific. And as we do the show here again in early November, you're looking at first quarter to open your new space?
First quarter.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Let's talk about, I want to come back to the social mission that you have as an organization. And specifically, you mentioned hiring the previously incarcerated. Talk about your passion for that and the talent that you're able to use to. It's not only about serving that those individuals, although it obviously is, but there's some talent there that's unutilized, right?
Absolutely, that is correct. And honestly, my passion came about in that particular space because I was blessed with the opportunity to serve as a life skills coach at Better Futures. And while serving in that capacity, I did what I always do. We would, I'd bring in either a peach cobbler or a pound cake or whatever. But during our life skills coaching session, my mind would literally be blown with all the talent and all of the just the greatness in that room. Like, no one is perfect. We've all made mistakes. But when I tell you geniuses, I mean, literally geniuses, would, take my course. And I was like, wow, like I'm blessed to be in this capacity, helping to, strengthen and give them room and space to really explore and share who they are. But how can we take this to the next level? So the former president and CEO of Better Futures that knows my heart, understands how I function and operate, I was like, this is great about the construction portion, but is it possible that we could partner where some of the men, when they come out and you interview them, if they have an interest in baking or cooking, how would that work with them coming? And my commitment would be, it's still focused on, community. It's still focused on life skilling, because that's what we call it. We literally say we're life skilling together while we're baking. And he was like, Dr. Thomas Adams, he was like, let's do it. And that's how that partnership came about, because I am telling you, there was a guy that he created this pamper. I mean, he had it patented and everything that had come through the program, whatever, he had a little hiccup, but he had come through the program, but he created this pamper that had, I kid you not, like a little button that you could push and it would squirt out, like the lotion. And he created that because he said he remembered when he was younger how, he had a rash. And so just remembering that as a child, he wanted to create something different. And I mean, when I tell you that this pamper was unbelievable, I was just intrigued by the number of men that came through that program that had wrote several different programs. There was one guy where he wrote a youth program, wrote a grant or a business plan, and then a grant for a youth program that, I mean, state of the art. And I was like, oh no, I have to be a part of helping take whatever these guys want to do to the next level. And so that's my truth. That's my truth. Geniuses. I kid you not.
Wow. What a story. So Lutunji, let's talk about how you see things unfolding here for your business, your mission. Because they're intertwined here. Let's talk about what you see over the next few years. What the future looks like as you spread your wings in your new place.
What the future looks like in the next few years is because we know we can do nothing alone, we have community involved. So, of course, Lutunji's Palate Bakery and Cafe is going to expand, and it is going to, definitely provide and need room for Lutunji's Palate too. But I also see within that 3 years, a warehouse where it's just strictly manufacturing, where we're in there and it's manufacturing and distribution, where we are, at max volume producing the gourmet treats that are being shipped, nationally and possibly even internationally. But in the next 3 years, that is the plan. Like, we'll still have the coffee house, maybe one or two, but definitely the warehouse, owning a warehouse.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned, folks. A lot happening with Lutunji Abram, the president, CEO of Lutunji's Palate. Wow. This has been awesome. And Lutunji, thank you so much for your great work and your service to your community. Let's get to the most important question, which is how folks can get in touch if they'd like to order or give and help your cause. How can they connect?
Thank you. Yes, please, you guys, you can reach out to lutunjispalate.com. That's LUTUNJIS Palate, PALATE.com. Also via PayPal. The PayPal is Lutunji's Palate. Lutunji's Palate Bakery. It's at Lutunji's Palate Bakery. And then the Cash App is $ Lutunji. Now, the iFund Women, which ends tomorrow, is Lutunji's Palate under iFund Women.
Got it.
But even if you go through my website, you could click. As soon as my website pops up, there's an icon that you can click on, and it would take you directly to the iFund Women as well.
Terrific. Lutunji Abram, folks, Lutunji's Palate. Lutunji, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to come visit us on the show.
Thank you for having me. Got to get some peach cobbler down that way too.
I'm coming at you on that one. So thank you. Hey folks, just a quick reminder. You can find the show. If you're not subscribed, we'd love it if you could do that. Go to, your favorite podcast app and search Minneapolis-St. Paul Business Radio. You'll find us. And we'd love it if you'd subscribe. If you like what we're doing to support business in the Twin Cities area, we cover 98% conservatively of all the businesses that don't have a place to tell their story. And that's a lot because they're not covered by major media. So if you like that kind of work, we'd love it if you'd subscribe. If you want to be in touch with me directly, go to jray or email me at jray@businessradiox.com and get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. So for my guest, Lutunji Abram, I'm John Ray. Join us next time here on Minneapolis-St. Paul Business Radio.